A few weeks ago on the channel, I did a video about upcoming Air Max 90 Undefeated collaboration. They dropped just a couple of photographs to hint, to whet our appetite, to help us build up a little bit of anticipation towards this release without dropping too much information. And the question I asked in that video was about the back panel on the, excuse me, the back panel, good start to this video, back panel on the back of the Air Max 90s where there's usually the Air Max branding. But what they were talking about was putting the Undefeated 5-stripe branding on the back there, and that was the question in that video that I asked was, are they actually going to do that? Is this just for sales and advertising and stuff that they're bringing out these images just to sort of boost the image of the store and the upcoming release, or are they actually going to go ahead and put that panel on the back of the Air Max 90s? And they have. They've actually gone ahead and done it. It's a real thing. It wasn't just for sales or for advertising or for boosting hype or anything like that. They've actually gone and done and stuck the tag on the back of Air Max 90s with the Undefeated 5-stripe branding, and it looks absolute fire. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. But it's not just one, not two, not three, but 4 colorways that bring you that collaboration between Undefeated and the Air Max 90. This is the Tokyo Bada 23 sneaker channel, Tokyo Bada 23 sneaker channel des. Mainichi upsuru no de mainichi meite kudasai. Every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I drop you content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, and sneaker reviews. And today, I'm very happy to bring you this video, very happy to bring you this Undefeated collaboration with the Air Max 90 line. And it's something that I think is a marker of a channel that's been going for a while. This channel's less than a year old, so it's not an ancient channel by any standards, unlike my good self, which is very ancient, but it's not a long channel, not been around for a long time. But what I'm starting to see is a pattern where videos that I've talked about before are coming back round again, and that kind of didn't happen in the early months of the channel. So it's kind of, for me, it's a marker that things are growing and things are getting bigger at the Tokyo Bada 23 sneaker channel. Now we are going to get into this today. Like I said at the top of the video, there's actually 4 colorways. The video I did before about the projected drop for these sneakers, which was a few weeks ago, just had one colorway, which was white, a base of white with light blue detailing on it, but they've actually dropped official images, and there's 4 different colorways, so we're going to look at those 4 different colorways today. But before we do that, this is a YouTube channel, so subscribing to the channel really helps, so please hit that subscribe button down below and help the channel continue to grow. And as I am here in Tokyo, Japan, I say at the start of every single one of my videos, Toroku yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Mada toroku shite nai kata ni zehi 下の登録ボタンをクリックすると、こっちに登録ボタンもありますので、こっちもクリックすると登録できるのでよろしくお願いします。Okay, let's get into this. So I said there's 4 colorways, or are there 2, or is there 1? I'm kind of playing a little bit, but there's 1 colorway which has 2 variants which have a further 2 variants. So we'll start with the base colorway of these guys. And what I mean by that is the base design. Where you put the color blocking on an Air Max 90 can vary quite a lot compared to some sneakers. For example, around the Air unit on the heel, you've got that sort of bigger panel around there, and you can play with the color on that. And the base sort of, oh man, I don't know how to explain it. The base design, the base construction, that's a good word for it, of the sneaker is the same for all 4. You've got a solid base color with a couple of hits and a couple of hits of color throughout the upper. For example, a ring that goes around the entire upper, which is kind of reminiscent of a Air Max 95 or 97 as well. That sort of ring effect that goes around there. So you've got this base color with a single color going through it, which is a pattern on all 4 of the sneakers. And you've also got the sort of solid midsole with a different color in that bit around the Air unit, and then a different color on the outsole, and that's the same for all 4. So it's sort of blocking, the position of the coloring on all 4 sneakers is the same. Then you split it into 2, and you've got Solar Red and Blue Fury. Okay, so then you've got 2 different colorways, one that's a base of white and black with red hits, and one that's a base of white and black with blue hits. So if it's got blue hits on it, that's the Blue Fury. If it's got red hits on it, that's the Solar Red. And then those 2 are split into white and black variants. So you've got white Solar Red, black Solar Red, white Blue Fury, black, blue, fury. So there's 4 different colorways coming out of this one kind of base block colorway into the 2 sort of black and white variants, and then the solar and the blue fury. They look great. I think they look really, really good. I think they're really fire. And I like the variants. I was thinking there was only going to be 1 colorway, but having actual 4 different colorways, I think, is a big plus on these guys. And with these guys dropping just later this week, it's going to be interesting to see whether the spike in hype works. They dropped the sort of pre-images, if you like, 3 weeks ago. And now here we are a few days, maybe a week before the drop itself, and actually getting official images. I don't know if they've kind of peaked too early and the hype's going to drop off before these guys get there. I think not. And the reason I think so is because of 3 places on these sneakers where there's undefeated detailing, which looks pretty good. And I will just segue to the Black Mambas, the Kobe Bryant 4s, were they, or 5s? Pro 5s, maybe they were 5s, undefeateds that I reviewed last week, and I wasn't a huge fan. The Black Mambas, I didn't think the detailing on it was all that cool, and didn't really like them that much, but I do like the detailing on these Air Max 90s very much, in 3 different places. The first place that I like it is on the bottom of the lacing system, where you've got a lace holder right at the very bottom there, and it says undefeated in the colorway of the sneaker. So it's not like the same color for all 4 sneakers. You've got like the light blue and white on the Blue Furies, the Blue Fury whites, for example. And it says undefeated there. It's the actual word undefeated on the bottom of the lace system there. And then coming up, I think they were right to do this, okay? I think they were right to do it. They could have done it differently, but I think it would have been too much. The tag on the tongue is the standard Nike Air Max tag for an Air Max 90. It's not got any detailing or branding on there. They could have gone with undefeated branding, or like the undefeated logo or undefeated words in there. But I think that would have been too much. Given that there's undefeated branding in 3 other places already, on the tongue, I think if they'd put a 4th branding in there, it would have been a bit too much. It would have saturated the shoe in a way. So the first branding is on the bottom in that lace lock or lace holder down at the bottom of the lacing system. No branding, like no undefeated branding on the tongue tag. But then when you look inside into the insole, you've got that 5 stripe, you know, like the tally marks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the tally mark for undefeated on the insole. And then finally we come to the back of the sneaker, and that particular point that I talked about in the previous video about these guys that is coming through, and that was, for me, that was the deciding factor on whether these guys would go and sell well or not. And they have gone with the undefeated branding, not words, on the heel. So that 5 stripe branding, tally mark style on the heel, in the colorway of the sneaker. So it's different depending on whether they're Blue Fury or Solar Red. And I think that's a big plus. Yes, they've done it right. They've balanced it right. The solid base color with the hits of color in there, so solid white or solid black with a hit of blue or red. Yes. Branding on the lacing system, insole and the heel, but not on the tongue. Yes. I think they've nailed the colorway. I think it's going to be really, really cool. And the fact that on the heel tag they've gone with the logo and not the words undefeated, I think that's going to be a big feature for people out there. And I say yes, yes, yes to these guys. If I had a preference, I think I'd probably go with, I'm going to go with the Blue Fury Black, okay? So there's 2 black ones and 2 white ones. The white ones I generally don't want to buy because I make a mess of white sneakers. My Air Max 93 270s are in a very similar colorway to these Blue Fury whites, actually, and they're a mess. Made an absolute mess of them. So I'm going to avoid the white side, and then the black side you've got the Blue Fury Black and the Solar Red Blacks, and I think it's the Solar Red Blacks that I'd maybe go for, or maybe it's the Blue Fury, I don't know. Anyway, I think all of these guys are hot, and they're dropping on September the 20th, so if you're interested, I'd definitely get out and get them. I think you're onto a winner, and a shoe that a lot of people are going to be interested in. Sometimes Undefeated misses the mark with their collaborations. This year especially, they had a lot of Adidas collaborations that didn't go very well. I wasn't a huge fan of the Black Mamba collaboration, but these guys, I think they've nailed it, and it's going to be a really big sneaker for them. But I've been known to be wrong, and if you disagree with me, feel free to hit me up with a comment down below telling me so. Okay, it's time for me to check off and say thanks for checking out my content. I truly appreciate it, especially people who watch all the way through to the end of a video, because watch time is as important as subscribers on YouTube these days. So watching the whole of a video is truly helpful to me, and I appreciate it very much. So please continue to check into my content and watch for as long as possible. For now, though, it's time to check off. I will be back with another shoe tomorrow. I think we have a total of 3 Yeezys this week. Is it 3 or 4? 3, I think. But the Yeezys are all over the place this week, and I think tomorrow is the first pair of Yeezys of the week. So hopefully you'll check out my content tomorrow and see those Yeezys. As I am here every single day, you can guarantee that you will be able to see my content every single day. And at the end of the videos, I get to say to you that you're guaranteed to see me tomorrow.